When I was in Sarnath, there was an international conference. Basically, the followers of Gandhi and Vinoba, 3 days conference, asking this question, how we can improve the system of education. What is wrong with that? And finally, they asked me to talk about that subject. So I just remember when you asked me about the education. When I said I don't know anything because I am an uneducated person. Fortunately, I am an uneducated person. So therefore, I cannot talk anything about education. But I know a little bit of shiksha. Shiksha means teaching, the Indian language. And shiksha means the threefold teaching and practice. The first is moral discipline, the shila. And second is the stabilization of the mind, samadhi. And the third is the awakening of the wisdom, prajna. The process should be to have a moral way of living. Thereby one can achieve a stability of mind, and thereby one's own inner wisdom can be awakened. So that is the process of education. Not just inputting kind of bombardment of informations. That is not education. Education deals with the mind. Gandhi have said that today's education is only literacy, education of letters, not education of the meaning. So he was very much right. We are dealing only with the information and not with the evolution or development of mind through the process of education. Furthermore, today's education is designed in such a way the students who are coming through education, I don't know everywhere, but I know as far as the India is concerned, or few the neighboring countries concerned, the present education system is to make the students usable for the cooperates. And the needs are being decided by the cooperates. We need this kind of engineer, this kind of architect, this kind of scientist, this kind of doctors, and this kind of industrial workers, managers. All these are being decided by the cooperates in accordance to the most beneficial to them. And then the educationists make a course and syllabi, and then a method of teaching, all are decided. So in my view, the present process of education is brainwashing and indoctrination, not allowing the individual's inner wisdom to grow. My late friend Jiddu Krishnamurti always used to say, he was interested in education and he opened many schools. So he used to say a word very repeatedly. The purpose of education is to awaken the inner intelligence of the individual so that he or she could flower in goodness. Flowering goodness is the purpose of the education and how he or she can flower in goodness. She or he has an unpolluted and independent mind which can discriminate what is right and what is wrong, what is positive and what is negative. So this we shall have to be giving to the students. And therefore, the students must be in complete freedom of thinking, talking, learning, discussion. And teachers are not an authority, and they cannot impose a knowledge to the student. The students shall have to learn by themselves, and teachers are only helper. And that reminded me the Buddha's teaching, how a teacher could be. The first responsibility of teacher is to remove the fear and the hesitation in the mind of student, or thinking that the subjects are very difficult, I can't learn. So this kind of thinking. But today, when I was in the administration, many people used to tell me that students are not taking interest. And the parents are not doing well for their homework, assisting their home. So the teachers put blame to the students and to the parents. The parents used to say the teachers are not doing enough work. They are not taking care. And the administration is not good. So the blame put to each other. Then I used to say to the teachers that you are the person to give interest, to arouse interest in the mind of student. The teacher's first responsibility is to give a hope and self-confidence to the student, and interested into learning something. And if a teacher is not able to rousing the interest in the students, then the education may become a burden, burdensome, just imparting information after information. They may be used, or they may not useful, or they may not be useful, but the entire course which is written in syllabus shall have to be input to the mind of student, and then at the time of examination they shall have to be unloaded in the time of examination. So the evaluation system, everything is very mechanical, and they are not touching the human heart. They might be boring the human brain, but they are not touching to the human heart. So what kind of education, what is wrong with education? Basically, we should understand, recognize, and respect the individual potential of each student. They are not like entity which does not have a consciousness or seed of intelligence. With that kind of approach, the education should be helping the student to open up and to arise, awake the inner wisdom, which is inherently exists, the seed inherently exists in every human being. And for that, when we are able to recognize each individual's potential, then education should be tailored, suiting to the potential and mental disposition of the student. Buddha was a great teacher because he never tried to be consistent. His teachings are always varies because he is able to understand the situation and the mental position of the listener, and what is most suitable to the listener he can judge, and therefore he talks in accordance with the listener's capacities, student's capacity. So therefore, even any single word he uttered that touched the heart of the listener, and that causes for the awakening of one's own wisdom. And students should also let examine the things and know the things, not to be accepted. We also discussed yesterday also, accepting and knowing is something different. The purpose of education must be giving the realization, the knowing, not to be accepted as written in the book or as told by the teacher. So each thing should be examined and to know. Once education becomes a ritual, although India became independent politically 70 years ago, still the larger framework of education is the same as Lord Macaulay had designed in 1833-34. And he was very successful in implementing that kind of education system. And after getting independence, right from the Radhakrishnan Commission till the Ramamati Commission, 6-7 education commissions have been set up, examined, revisited, but there was not much substantial change was able to brought. And last year, the present government has issued New Education Policy 2020. That gives a little bit of encouragement for ancient wisdom. But that was not the basic focus. It might open some window for the ancient wisdom. I'm talking about ancient wisdom. The Dalai Lama is also talking about ancient wisdom. Ancient wisdom means the founder of the subject have the complete knowledge, understanding of the thing, and then they reveal the things to the learners, to the disciples. And the modern education is, nobody has that kind of wisdom. Only through experiment or through some kind of the limited knowledge, limited mind, the conditioned limited mind, whatever it reach. So all the modern subjects are come out of ordinary human mind. If I use the Christian vocabulary. The wisdom must be originated from the divine source. The divine source have the complete understanding. And through that complete understanding, a subject is taught, and which we learn will be a correct one. There may be some misunderstanding might have in between, but if we keep on searching them, you will reach to the truth. And the subjects which are designed by the ordinary mind, that has always limitation, because the source of mind is limited, then the outcome is also bound to be limited. So to bring change in education system appears to be very difficult, because now the majority of the people's mind has been conditioned. The purpose of education is for livelihood, and that is for getting a good job. And for that purpose, whether the knowledge is in right direction or in wrong direction, that makes no difference. The knowledge must be able to earn a good salary. With this viewpoint, we cannot talk about education. But at present, almost everywhere, all over the world, the human mindset is very much deeply conditioned in that direction. So to change it is little difficult. Anyhow, it is a vast subject. I cannot deal unlimitedly in this subject.